And ABC News contributor Mike Muse is joining me now to break down the national anthem debate. Mike, good morning. The Mavericks haven't played the national anthem at home games at all this season. So why this decree from the NBA now?
I think it's really interesting, Diane, that no one even noticed that the Star Spangled Banner wasn't being played. The Star Spangled Banner has become such a perfunctory, normalized thing that's kind of in the background. It only becomes an issue when it's made an issue. And so I think that is very interesting of note that they didn't even notice until the journalist pointed it out that it wasn't being noticed. And so I think that the NBA mandating that their teams play the Star Spangled Banner is interesting, but there isn't a note or a mandate that the players have to stand or they can't do some type of protest action to take their stands on civil rights and police brutality.
So Mark Cuban says the team stopped playing the anthem out of respect for members who felt it doesn't fully represent them and that their voices were not being heard. But protesting during the anthem, taking a knee, for example, has been a big issue in the NFL. So do you expect this kind of an impact to the NBA now that this has become an issue?
I don't think it's going to have the same impact as it did with the NFL. I think that's a very interesting question that you asked, but it goes to the nuance of both the ownership of the NFL versus the NBA. It goes to the dynamic of the players of the NFL versus the NBA. And then also, too, goes to the fan base of the NFL versus the NBA. The NBA has always done things over time that has changed their language, right? The owners are no longer called the owners, right? The NFL, there's always been this slavery of language of like the owner. There's always been this debate of the plantation worker, right? The black bodies being performative and owned, by the ownership. And the ownership has never have seen or made signals that they care about black issues. And so that's always been a dynamic. Even if you look at the NFL and the combine in terms of how these black bodies are displayed to get picked up or to be drafted, if you will, looking at body and measurement. That kind of goes back, to the auction block, right, of black bodies standing, right, and looking at the physique. Could they bear children, but not for family purposes, but to be an asset or a product, right, to tend the field. And so that dynamic and language has always been associated with the NFL. With the NBA, they made that change. They're no longer called owners. The commissioner has always been open for the players to express how they feel. LeBron James has taken a key lead in position and being unafraid to lean into his authenticity and to his identity, and he hasn't been afraid to showcase that. And the fans have supported the NBA as well as the WNBA too as well. And so I think it also goes to the fan base. But the irony, Diane, that after all that is being said, in the backdrop is Colin Kaepernick, who took a knee against police brutality, and then became this debate about Blue Lives Matter and the military, as if black people are not patriots, right? I think it's time out that we stop talking about it, black people as, So I could go on. This is a very nuanced conversation. It's a very nuanced debate that has much more meat that goes beyond just Mark Cuban. The backdrop of the Capitol riots, I don't really hear much of outrage about blue lives.
Cuban has asked that he hopes the league respects players' wishes to either take a knee or put a fist in the air and express themselves the way they feel is right during the anthem. I'm wondering how you think this plays out and what kind of an impact you think this whole discussion has on the overall conversation.
I think the players will be able to express themselves, and I'm happy that Mark Cuban has given them that opportunity. It stands with them in allyship.
All right, Mike Muse, always great to have you. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.